It's Friday. You all know what that means. You mean another wonderful video from Sarah Milliman, that lady who talks a lot, but we like her anyways. So I took last week off. Thank you all for being patient with that. We had a really good week and I had a Friday off from work, so kind of got to spend some quality family time, which is always a good thing. And yeah, enjoyed Easter weekend. So I had like this whole thing that for kind of like in honor of Easter, which is a widely celebrated holiday for different reasons. Kind of just some things that I've noticed about the holiday in general, and I'm not going to go into that because I actually have something more important that I want to share with you all. But yeah, potholes, Toledo. I don't even know if you like saw or felt that, but like there was a crazy big pothole. So yes, so Easter. I love Easter, and I think that it can be an enjoyable holiday no matter what your belief system, because I feel like you know, the days are getting longer. We're celebrating spring, fertility, life, all that good stuff. And I think there's just something so enjoyable about embracing life and celebrating new life, new beginnings, and all that good stuff. So that's my spiel on Easter. It was much longer when it was going to be like its own video. So I want to talk because I've talked briefly, I think just mentioned it in passing before, about how we care for the elderly. So this Saturday, my Nana, who is 83, well, Friday, I think, is when she started having problems, kind of just went from mild dementia to forgetting how to, as I like to put it, life. She forgot how to life. Forgot kind of how to walk, started being unable to walk, unable to feed herself, unable to really communicate well, very confused, got some kind of like respiratory infection, was having a hard time breathing, and ended up being rushed to the hospital twice. And at one point it looked like, you know, she was not going to make it. So I was with her Saturday while we were in the ER, and we were trying to get her admitted to the hospital because we were trying to explain to the doctors, like, yes, we understand you ran 1 million blood tests, but this is not typical. This is out of the norm for her, and we need to figure out what's wrong. So therefore, you need to get her in here and you need to figure this out. Especially because my pops, he's 86, and he could not be carrying that level of care that she needed. So after being at the hospital and being sent home, and all of us, my siblings and my mom and my uncle, like, we're all going over there to make sure she's okay and make sure my pops is okay, and it was just really frustrating. So we finally get her in the hospital, and in order to get her admitted, they had to kind of go through this whole process. And I was in this little tiny ER room with my grandmother, with Nana, and it was just one of those heart-wrenching moments, because I was like, if she dies right now in this cold, terrible room, how is that a way to go? It's a terrible way to go. It's cold as F in those hospital rooms. They take everything from you, so you have this crappy hospital gown that doesn't ever stay on, so you have like no warmth, no comfort, and you're just on this narrow, tiny little bed, and it's the worst. And it was making me so frustrated, and it just made me think about elder care and how we care for these people in our lives. And I hate the way America treats older people, like as a burden or as people like less than. So I think that this is kind of where disability and disability comes and really touches everyone, because I think people don't think about losing ability, so they don't think about disability a lot until it touches them personally. And for a lot of people, the only way that touches them is aging parents or aging family members. So what have we done? We've developed a system, an institution to put elderly people, to warehouse them, pretty much so we just don't have to deal with them. And that is a very, I'm going to do a disclaimer, that is a very broad statement. And I realize that in a lot of situations, families do not have any choice, because the way things are set up, it's easier for that to happen. Like, families just don't have a lot of choice. They don't have access to the support they need, because now most families have to, most adults in the household, they both have to work in order to make ends meet. Which is sick and wrong, because you used to be able to take care of a family and live comfortably on one salary. That's another topic in general. But so our society and the systems in place are not set up to take care or to even value the elderly. And this just makes me so sad, to the point where I literally was like, okay, do I have money to like open a different type of, like, not a nursing home, just, I don't know, you've seen those, there's this video on Facebook that's going around of a daycare, like a preschool that's housed in with a retirement home. Like, these are all really good ideas. People should not be warehoused and forgotten about. And I realize that sometimes it's impossible. My own Nana is doing better, and she is currently at a care center for rehab. So these things happen, and she has family, and we're all there, and we've been visiting her, but there's so many people that just get stuck there and forgotten about. And we pay people terrible. The people who work in these institutions are paid terrible. So how do we expect people to get good care? Because a lot of places do. I'm not saying that they don't, but it's just it's just common. It's just the good business is that if you want quality work, you have to pay people what they're worth. And unfortunately, a lot of times in direct care professionals, that doesn't happen. Like, if you get people who stay there, it's pretty much out of the goodness of their heart, or the fact that they don't have the ability to climb up to better jobs in a career. So, like, that's the thing. Like, there are good people, absolutely. There are caring people, and that work as direct care professionals, direct care support, whatever you want to call them. But it's not a livable wage, because we don't value our elderly, and we don't value people with disabilities. So this all goes back to, as everyone knows, I work with people with developmental disabilities. But it honestly goes back to when my grandmother Davies, so a different Nana, she's my mom's mom, my dad's mom, my grandpa had died a couple years earlier, and she started declining health-wise, and she moved in with our family. And now, my poor mother had her, mother-in-law who had lost a lot of ability with age and a sickness that came with it that she was trying to take care of, as well as 5 young children. You can imagine the havoc that was our home. But on Sundays, I would stay with Grandma, and I would keep her company and everyone else would go to church, but I would stay with her and we would hang out and we would play Rummikub and all this stuff. And I think I was 12 when she passed away. So I was like 12 when she lived with us. And it was my favorite memories of my grandma. Like, I have great memories of playing Rummikub. I have great memories of watching baseball. I hate baseball. I hate watching baseball, but I watched it for my grandma. Watched it with her, and the Indians were in the playoffs, I believe, that year. So I watched it. I did it. I'm so proud of me. And so, like, I had these really great memories. And so I was thinking about this. I have been trying to, like, make sure, you know, my grandma's been in the hospital. Like, it's really important to me. It's important to me to be there as much as possible and to be present and to just try and really, I think a lot of people stay away from, like, kind of, when relatives get sick or they, you know, they get older and they're kind of getting to that point where, you know, it may be their time to go, it may not, it may, but they're getting there. And I think a lot of people, it's their natural instinct to back away. But I would urge you to not, because I honestly, it's been a long week and I think we're all tired, and we're going to continue to visit her and, you know, to kind of take turns making sure she isn't lonely and making sure she knows that we're there for her. So it's not over by any means. It's just nice. She's a little closer now, so that's nice. We're going to take the kids up tomorrow, I think, and walk up and see her. But, so I just want to encourage people, because that's honestly, like, such a good time to press in. And I think there's something, I want to use the word sacred or holy about caring for your loved ones and caring for people in their most vulnerable state. And that's what I feel anyways. And these are some amazing memories I'm making right now that I'm so happy for. I've been talking to her about, like, past memories when we were little, like, hey, do you remember when we did this? And she's, you know, kind of been remembering them, so that's been fun. So I just want to encourage you to, you know, maybe in life in general, when at that point when most people, like, want to pull away, it really pays to then press in. So if your urge is to pull away, I'm going to challenge you to push in and push through it, because there's really good memories to be made, and there's a lot of fulfillment, and there's a lot of good that comes out of those moments of vulnerability and weakness. And the process of, you know, whether it's 10 years or 10 days that your loved one is with you, that process of really connecting and being there in the more final stages, I think there's just something so beautiful and amazing about that. So thanks for watching, guys. It's good to be back. That week off, it made me, I was like, oh, maybe I should stop doing it, maybe I should keep going, but I really want to be consistent with this, and I want to, if nothing more than me having a really good therapy session and talking to myself on the way home from work on Fridays. Selfish me, this lady. So have a great weekend. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my page. See you later.